Fucking go!
Let's fucking go.
All right, boys and girls, it is time for State of the Atmosphere. We got a lot to cover tonight. Kraven Yanked from 1,000 screens ahead of its release here. I think the previews start tomorrow. And we also got the Sweeney Spot and the pop culture update and all that stuff. And plus, we're going to talk about our favorite B movies. It's a very wide sweeping genre. We're going to talk about it tonight on State of the Atmosphere. All right, welcome aboard for State of the Atmosphere. I am your host, Joe's Atmosphere, and as usual, I'm joined by my co-pilots, the Knockster and
Hello.
John Das Wolfen. What is going on, guys? It's good to see you. Knock, how's your week going?
Great. I just got some cool gifts from my parents, and I literally just bought another one because I couldn't pass it up, dude.
Really?
It's absolutely another flight of fancy. It's so gorgeous.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Apparently his parents like Christmas collectibles. Is that what I saw you had there, bud? Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's a big thing, man. A lot of people do. I know I've got some Star Trek ones. I've got some NFL ones. Got some Seahawks stuff.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, here you go.
So this is the flight. These spin around, right? So this one is the one in Paris, ballooning in Paris, and it's gorgeous. Oh,
man,
my
look
goodness.
at that thing.
It's got the Eiffel Tower, so it spins around the Eiffel Tower.
Wow, that's cool, man. That's cool. Okay, John, what's up with you, bro? What's new and exciting?
Not a whole lot. Just I can't think of anything.
You can't think of anything. Well, hey, that's okay. Your brain's gonna melt between now and next April. We understand that. So.
Yeah. Well, I've got.
John, do we need to break out the Mariah Carey? Is that what we need to do?
No, definitely not. No. And
no way. The holiday spirit?
No. I do know that I only have one final left, so that'll be the last one I'm done with the semester. So
sweet.
That's for this semester. You're never going to stop going to school. I've figured that out. So hey, yeah. You're just going to keep going to school forever. right?
Yeah. Well,
It's gonna be so much schooling that we're gonna eventually have to call him Dr. John.
Well, anyway, let's check in with the chat, see how everybody's doing this week. I, of course, as you can see, is no longer in the sling. I went back to work yesterday. There's a little soreness there. I kind of overdid it yesterday being out of the sling, but everything's good with this thing so far. I went and saw the, what do they call it? Orthopedic doctor. And he said he's very pleased with the way I look after a week. And he did want an MRI. He wants to see how my rotator cuff's doing. So other than that, I'm good to go. I'm back to work. So I did my first video game stream in 2 weeks last night. Anybody that watched that was a lot of fun. It was fun. I introduced everybody to One Chambura Samurai Bikini Squad. Yeah, man. Friggin' slicing up zombies with samurai swords. That's fun. But anyway, let's check in with the chat. Of course, my man Vince, very proud of himself. He says, suck it, Tim. He was here first. And he also says, Heidi ho to all nerds and nerdettes. And that said individual is here. So we actually do have to acknowledge his arrival.
There are some who call me Tim.
He says, Vince, I have a few choice words, which, if I say them, YouTube won't get the sarcasm. YouTube doesn't get a lot of things. Yeah, no doubt. But anyway, the hardest working mod in the business is throwing up all the links for you there, guys. Also, Real Wade Nation is here. What's going on, Big Daddies? Good to see you. And yeah, so let's get started. You know how we start the show? We always get started with the pop culture update. So let's do it.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
And the first thing we've got this week, let's see, where's my numbers? There they are. As always, we start with the box office numbers. This last weekend was a sharp drop off from Thanksgiving. Of course, we imagined that was going to happen. Moana 2 is still leading the box office, 51 million over the weekend. Wicked, number 2, with 36 million, and Knock. I'm gonna pull up the worldwide stuff, but I think it's gone over 600 million. Yeah, I think it's gone over 600 million worldwide. Gladiator 2 at 12 million. It's still pulling down double-digit millions. That movie's making a lot more than I thought it would. I guess
it's not doing bad.
I guess people like CGI sequels. I don't know. I just wasn't interested in that one at all. Pushpa the Rule Part 2. Now this was this one debuted this weekend and it made 9 million. I don't even know what that's about. And Red One still making millions just because of the season it comes out in.
Yeah. I'm actually going to see that this Saturday.
Really? Are you?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm 100. I wasn't wanting to watch it in November, but in December I'm all for it. I want to watch just a throw your brain at the door. Just watch an action movie.
I think you can actually stay home and watch it this weekend, can't you? I think I've been seeing it all over
tomorrow.
Yeah, it drops tomorrow on Prime. So yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm not now. Is it the box office at home side of Prime or is it for all Prime users?
I have to look at that. Know. Yeah, if I can watch it at home, I'd rather do that.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I wanted to let you know. I didn't know if it was a big family thing you guys were doing, but
Yeah, I mean, we were going to invite people, but if you
check into that. I've been seeing the ads all over the place for it. Yeah,
it was originally supposed to be a Prime movie.
Yeah,
and The Rock insisted it get a theatrical release.
Mm-hmm.
We'll begin streaming on Prime Video on December 12th.
Which is tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yep. So there you go. You can stay home and watch it.
Holy shit.
There you go. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, pretty interesting, man. Big drop off. Of course, we knew that was going to happen. A lot of people were off work. A lot of people with holidays, they go see movies and stuff. And those numbers will go shoot right up with Christmas stuff when when it drops. But and before we do that, let's go ahead and because Knock likes to see the worldwide numbers. Worldwide box office so far this year. Inside Out 2 is still the champ. Deadpool and Wolverine number 2. Despicable Me 4. God, I can't believe they made 4 of those movies already. God, I'm getting old. Dune Part 2. Moana 2 is number 5 now. I figured Wicked would be up there faster, but it's not.
Well,
Moana
if you count
2.
Despicables, they've made 5. Or not Despicables, but if you count Minions, they've made 5.
Okay, so it was Moana 2 I saw that got to 600 million.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then Godzilla, man. People can't get enough of your big lizard, bro. They just can't get enough of him. Kung Fu Panda is number the 4th chapter of that one is number 7. Venom Last Dance is number 8, and Wicked is number 9. Beetlejuice number 10. So Wicked, it looks like it's slowed down. It has definitely slowed down, man. I thought it was going to make more than that. It hasn't even reached $500 million yet.
Which one are we talking about? Sorry, I just
Wicked. It's at 9.
Okay. Yeah, it slowed down a bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It slowed down a lot more than I thought.
Yeah, it kind of it's in that Dune area, right? It's niche. It's going to make probably another couple $100 million, but it's going to taper out. Moana's going to go strong. It's
going to be on screens Christmas. Those numbers are going to go up for sure. I just don't think it's going to get $1 billion.
Yeah, especially when they start doing the sing-along ones.
Right. Yeah. Right. The sing-along showing.
people are going to go back to go watch that.
See it.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, you notice how much it's made domestically versus internationally.
Yeah. Yeah. Domestics is 139, and it's more than double that.
Yeah, it's made 70% of its box office domestically.
Yeah.
71%.
Yeah.
Which one are you talking?
Okay, hang on. I was looking at the
You're looking at the wrong one. No, it was more domestic. You had it swapped with Venom.
I was looking at Venom. I was like, what the hell?
It's literally swapped. It's literally swapped. 130. That's kind of funny.
So it's made twice as much here in the States. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. And well, shit. I mean, this one is a Broadway baby. You know, it started on Broadway 24 years ago. So, yeah.
That's still pretty cool. I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah, it is a good movie. And John John had the list. Do you still have that graphic up of the most anticipated ones for next year? You still have
No, but I'll pull it back up.
Okay. We thought it was kind of funny because Wicked 2 was kind of low on the list. It was a top 10 list for ones coming up. And we are going to do, guys, I got to start looking at the calendar because we're going to do, hang on a second. Let me find my mouse. Here we go. When you got more than one monitor, it's tough to find your mouse sometimes. We're going to have to do the favorites of the year here pretty soon and what we're looking forward to for next year. I guess we could do that after New Year's Eve, huh? New Year's Eve is when we need to do the best of the year, right?
Yeah.
So here we go. I thought this was. We talked about this before the show. It sure seems like everything 6 through 10 needs to be in the top 5. They say number 1, and you said this was ticket buyers that were polled.
Yeah. A survey of over 9,000 ticket buyers.
9,000 ticket buyers. Well, that's a small sample. So, yeah.
California?
Right? Is this California? Yeah. We don't know where.
It wasn't New York, because if it was New York, it'd be Wicked.
It would be Wicked, right? Wicked would be the most anticipated. But there you've got Captain America, Brave New World, which Thunderbolts isn't even on this, and I'd rather see that. Fantastic Four, I am looking forward to, the one at number 5. Now, I know I'm probably alone in this, but I am looking forward to Final Reckoning. It's going to be the last Mission Impossible movie, so yeah. And if you've seen the trailer for it, I didn't show it on the show because I know the guys don't like Tom Cruise's movies as much as I do, but there's flashbacks even to the knife in the first one. in that trailer. I mean, it looks like they're going to really do an ode to the series with it. So it looks really cool.
I love the Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm okay with it. I never really got into them that much, but I'll probably end up binge watching them. Kind of like to me, it's comparable to like the Fast and Furious at this point. Like they just keep making them. So I've just lost interest.
Well, this is the last one, but I can tell you this: when you
supposedly.
watch them, drink for part 2 and 3. Okay, just drink during those 2, because 2 it's the John Woo one, right? And if you've ever seen a John Woo movie, they're off the chain crazy with the action and stuff, right? He went absolutely berserk with this flick. He really did.
Now, Avatar, I mean, that's going to make the most money.
Yeah, of course it is. But most anticipated, I don't know that that's the most anticipated one. But then again,
I mean, if you're asking ticket buyers which ones they're going to get tickets for, and you're looking at the one that's going to make the most money, that's the one that's getting the most tickets sold. So I mean, I don't understand this list. So.
Yeah, me either. I think Superman should be number 1 on this list. I really do. I think Superman. I think Wicked should be in the number 2 slot. I think Avatar should be in number 3. I think. And we're going to look at the trailer for 28 years later here in a little bit.
I'm interested to see some Scarlett Jo in the Jurassic World.
Yeah, the Jurassic World with Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, that sounds like a cool shift. It really does, man. But anyway, let's see. We're on the 11th, so we've only got 2 Wednesdays left in December. So, plan on in 2 weeks getting your stuff together for your favorites for the year, because we're going to do that on that Wednesday.
The favorites of this year or favorites of next year?
Oh God, wait a minute, guys. We may have to do it. We may have to do it next week, because are we going to do a show on Christmas Day? I mean, you guys are probably going to be busy with your family.
Our Christmas is going to be in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the afternoon, evening time.
Yeah, so know that now, guys. I may get on for a little bit with you guys, but it'll be just me. But yeah, get ready next week for the end of the year, for our favorite stuff of the year, all the top 10s and stuff for the year, because that's going to be the last Wednesday we're on.
I mean, the other Wednesday, the next Wednesday after that is New Year's.
Yep, it is. So we'll have to do.
I'm off that Thursday and Friday too. So
most anticipated stuff. Well, New Year's a little different. We might be able to get together on the 1st in the afternoon. But that's when we'd be doing the stuff for the new year. What we're looking forward to, like John's list right there. But remember that programming note. Next week we're going to do the best of 2024. Next week, so because we're not going to have a show with us together.
So do we have to not include Deadpool and Wolverine? Because otherwise, that's obviously going to be at the top of everyone's list.
Okay, it's going to be the top of everyone's list, but we're not just talking about movies. We're going to be talking about music, TV, all that stuff.
Okay,
all the pop culture.
I
stuff.
just finished Arcane, and
did you finish season 2?
I just finished it last night.
Okay. Now I haven't seen it yet. Did you like season 2?
Not as much as the first season. Well, I think for me it got a little bit too grand. For me, the storyline did.
Okay.
I liked the down to earth of the season 1.
Yeah.
There was a lot more.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. And then in the second one, they just went wild with the storyline. And I personally had trouble keeping up, mainly because I don't pay attention to a lot of the subtleties in these shows because I'm playing a game at the same time. But they went uber grand in this. Like we're talking
I'm going to watch it. I just haven't.
And
I finished Penguin. I finished Penguin.
See, that's what I'm going to start on next. I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to watch the Batman movie. I know the whole show's a prequel, but I'm going to watch Batman first because that's where it started.
No, it's not a prequel, sir. It takes place after the Batman.
Yes, I thought it started before. Oh, okay.
No.
Well, then either way, I'm going to watch the movie first, and then this weekend I'm going to start watching it.
Yeah. Well, try and squeeze it in because it may end up being your favorite.
This is like 8 episodes? 8
Yeah,
episodes?
it's only
9
8.
episodes? 8 I think I can get that before next week.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I'm not going to space it out as much as I did Arcane.
My top 5 shows of the year. I can tell you that right now. I enjoyed it. Have you watched it at all, John?
Not yet.
Yeah, it's good, man.
That's the next one I wanted to watch after Arcane, so I'll get it.
Yeah.
Well,
if you like gangster movies, Yeah, you need to watch the band.
Yeah, I dig that. And I hear Colin Farrell's amazing in it.
No, I was telling John. I know you're hip to it. I was asking John if he liked
from 5:01 on the 20th to 7:59 a.m. on the 2nd. I am completely off work.
Yeah.
So I had planned on,
catching up.
I'll be here. Yeah. I'll be here. Allie has to work a lot of it, unfortunately.
You mean you guys might actually play your playoff game during that time?
Dude, he wanted to play it today, but I was in the middle of taking a nap.
You guys
I'm going to tell you the truth. I was taking a nap. So, I couldn't get it done, but maybe we'll get it done this evening. But anyway, let's see what they're saying in the chat over here. To be honest, none of these get me excited talking about that top 10 list. Yeah. I mean, the ones that get me, the one that gets me excited is Mission Impossible because I love the series, but The Accountant, if you've never seen that movie, watch that movie. They're making a sequel to it. It's coming out next year. And
yeah, it's on my list. I actually have not seen it. I've seen a lot of I've seen a lot of clips from it on like TikTok and whatnot, but I have not watched the whole movie.
Oh, trust me, the clips do not give it what it deserves. That whole movie, you'll be going, no way. It is a trip. Let's see. Are you and Highlander doing something on the 30th? Yeah, I'm sure we are. Me and Danny, it's a different thing. I mean, he's got his family around, but on Monday the 30th, yeah, we're gonna be doing our show. Yeah, absolutely. He'll be off, and that's one of the problems. He has to work extra hours a lot of the time. Let's see. Just watch Justice League Gods and Monsters before the stream. Justice League Gods and Monsters. Is that one of the animated ones?
Yeah.
Okay. Tubi has quite a number of DC animated movies, and I'm working my way through them. By the way, speaking of DC animation, did either one of you check out Creature Commandos?
Not yet.
No, it's not really on my radar.
I'm going to, but
I can tell you right now, it's animated Suicide Squad. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. So, it's nothing new from James Gunn. It's some of the same, but actually, it's a little bit more. There's nudity in it, and there's a lot of blood. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely amped up the violence and sex in it. So, there you go. But what does it say about his new universe in DC? I really couldn't tell you because I know Superman isn't going to be working in that world too much. I don't think. I hope not. Anyway, if they make Superman sexualized and violent, then that would suck. But anyway, let's get back to this here. Like we were showing, box office from Moana 2 sales to record 52 million second weekend, hits 600 million globally. Yeah, I mean, and what's funny is they were going to make this just for the Disney Plus streaming service, weren't they? And they decided to make it into a friggin' Hollywood movie. Yeah, I mean, look, Disney, you don't need to reinvent the fucking wheel. You guys made your name on fucking Disney princesses and animation. Just keep fucking doing it. You'll make tons of bread. I mean, it's not that hard to figure out. But bad news for Kraven the Hunter. It says here, Kraven the Hunter aims for a week, 15 million in opening weekend. And I put the in the title Kraven Yanked because they are showing it on 1,000 fewer screens than they did the rest of their slate this year, Madam Web included. They did Madam Web, they did Last Dance with Venom. Those were on 4,000 screens. This one's only going to open to 3,200 screens. So it's a full 1,000 screen reduction for this one. It looks like they're rolling things back with the Sony Spider-Verse. Which I think is a mistake myself because, I mean, why they'd give that back to Disney, I don't know. But, they are going to be doing, from what I understand, they're going to be doing the Spider-Man Noir project with Nicolas Cage, though. If you guys remember in Enter the Spider-Verse, one of the most popular characters was Nicolas Cage's Spider-Man Noir, the black and white, detective Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to be doing a project with Nicolas Cage on that. So, but I'm hyped for this movie, and all the reviews they make it look kind of mid though. They really do. Hang on one second. I'll pull up the Rotten Tomato score for the critics real quick. See if they've got one for that yet. But are you going to go? I know John's going to see this, but are you planning on going to see this, Knock? Are you interested in it?
Yeah, next Thursday.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, I have Thursday and Friday off. I think I'll go probably do this and might do a double feature of Moana 2 as well.
Yeah, cool. Oh my God. Wow, 49 reviews. Ew. Guys, look at this. Oh, good Lord. 16% Rotten Tomatoes. Whoa. Of course, they don't have a popcorn meter yet because it doesn't open until tomorrow night. So, but yeah. But you know what? You know what's funny? Every time the critics bash a flick, it usually ends up being pretty good. Because the one I always bring up is Star Wars, man. They called that a rehash of all this other stuff, and it was just horrible and just predictable and all this other stuff. And we saw what that movie changed movie going. Period. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's it. Let's see. What is my man talking about over here? Hang on. Let's see. So basically just Batman Assault on Arkham, which is more Suicide Squad movie. Yeah. Harley and Killer Frost are topless from behind. Really? Wow. Oh, okay, cool. I might have to check that out. Depicted from critics. Yeah, right. 16% from critics. That was what I was talking about, Vince. It could do pretty good. We'll see, though. We'll see. I'm going to go see it. Me and John are going to go see it for sure, and we'll have a review for you next week on it. But it'll be
because I'm literally going to be watching it the next day.
I know. But we're not going to give you any spoilers or anything like that. We'll just let you know if the critics were right or wrong, right, John?
Yeah.
Anyway, good news for Warhammer 40K fans.
Yeah, it's official.
What's that?
It's official.
It is official. Warhammer 40K TV series with Henry Cavill officially enters development at Amazon, and apparently his girlfriend. Now you know the story. A couple of years ago, his girlfriend got him this as a present, and what a present! He is going to star, and he is an executive producer on the show. So, Warhammer fans, celebrate because. We all know that Henry Cavill's one of us, and just to prove that, in the article they show him his announcement on Instagram, and you can't really see the words over here, so I went ahead and pulled it up, and he says, to celebrate some Warhammer news, I decided to make a pilgrimage to the very first place I bought Warhammer models over 30 years ago, the little shop on my way home. Island of Jersey, my home island of Jersey. Yeah, look at that, man. He's outside the place where he bought his shit.
In a Warhammer hat.
Yeah, and a Warhammer hat on, right? So yeah, Warhammer fans should be very excited about this. I'm excited for him, and I'm not even a Warhammer fan. You know what I mean? Do you play it, John?
I did. I used to play both the 40K and Fantasy Battles.
Yeah. Knock, have you ever dabbled in it?
No. It was too complicated for my head.
Well,
I never got into it.
You know, now you and I played an MMO, and the next article we got's about that one, DC Universe Online. We've played that before. And we put a lot of time and energy into it, but you know what? It's nothing compared to what these guys put into Warhammer, man. You have to get these, and they're not cheap. The models for this stuff are not cheap, no. and you got to paint them and all that stuff. And it's just it's a trip, man. Well, my stepson is into it. We buy him Warhammer stuff, but we have to buy certain units, because I guess there's different factions, right, John? And
Yeah.
He wants certain things for his army and stuff, and yeah, it's kind of crazy. Vince says, but nothing beats the Eternals because it saved queer lives. You're crazy, man. Let's see. He also says, hope he tells Amazon to get lost because they don't own the rights. Henry does. That's right. That's right. That's the whole thing. That's the good thing about it. With him being an executive producer, he's going to be able to call the shots on it, right? Joe, you should check out Blood Bowl. It's Warhammer, not 40K football. Wow, that sounds cool. Ruben is here. It's good to see you, Ruben. Hail all, Joe. How are you doing? I am doing fine, buddy. This is the one that got dislocated, and as you can see, I got full range of motion. It's a little sore, but I'm good, As you can see, I'm doing good. I am feeling better. I'm already back to work, man. I only took a week of sitting on the couch and just giving it a rest in a sling. Good to see you. Okay, so let's see what's next here. Yeah, this is the next one. DC Universe Online's new leadership teases new content format and event system in 2025. Now, this is my favorite video game, guys. I got to tell you, I don't play it as much as I used to, but it's still my favorite one. Favorite non-sports game. I mean, Madden's probably my favorite video game.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my copy of Madden.
Yeah, I hear you. What happened?
It got to our town yesterday at 6 a.m. and then it went out for delivery at like 6 p.m. and never got here, and now I'm waiting again today. So I'm like, what the fuck, man? Where's my damn copy?
Where is my damn
I gave up on the one
copy?
from Prime. I canceled that one because I wasn't going to get here until January.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell, dude? Why is it so hard to get a Madden all of a sudden?
Yeah. I went to go, I was going to pick one up at GameStop, and they burned through them.
Yeah, I did the same at Walmart and the store itself, and nope.
Martin Acosta Santana is here. He says, hello, Joe. Hello, Martin. It's good to see you. But anyway, apparently, Knock, what this is telling us is they're gonna have year-long events now. I would imagine they're going to put the seasonal events in it, but you're gonna have year-long events on this now to get like mega prizes is what they call it. To earn mega prizes is what they're calling it. Campaign 2025 is going to be the first one they're doing. And apparently, the episode stuff is going the way of the Dodo 2. They're going to reformat that to where they do, instead of doing like, they do like 3 DLCs a year, right?
Yeah.
And what they're planning on doing in the future is, it's going to start at the end of January with their first one. It's going to be a story-based thing where it's going to have chapters to it. And I guess it's going to take a whole year to do one of them, So that's what they're planning on doing in DCUO. Does that sound cool to you?
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
You don't understand it? Okay.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's just not dropping episodes, and what do you mean by a continuous story? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, they're gonna tell have one DLC but spread it out over a whole year and do different chapters of that DLC. I think they got the idea from, you remember that one they did, the Metal Part 1 and Part 2? Remember the Metal Part 1 had a cliffhanger ending to it? You remember that?
No.
No. Okay. You haven't played it in a while, have you?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they did that once, and I think people really thought that was cool. So they're talking about doing story-driven events now. So anyway,
they lost me when you had to buy a shit ton of those damn canisters in order.
Yeah.
That's where they lost me. And the when they were trying out that monthly episode crap.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I still play it. I don't play it as much as I used to, but I still dabble in it. Mega prizes. Does it include any Haktua coin? No. Don't get a Haktua coin. No, you don't want to do that. They are pretty cheap right now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see. The next one we got, dude. I had no idea about this game dropping. I don't know what kind of game it is, but apparently Marvel Rivals reaches 10 million players worldwide and keep some momentum due to awesome gameplay, according to that Park Place. Apparently, it had a really hot opening. This thing's available on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. And it says here, in just 72 hours, we've reached an incredible milestone of 10 million players worldwide. We want to extend our heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you. Let's ignite the battle together. I don't know anything about this game.
It's an Overwatch.
What is it?
It's like Overwatch.
It's like Overwatch, only with Marvel characters?
It's a free-to-play shooter, hero shooter.
Oh, okay.
You're one team versus another team.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Did you play it at all?
No, I just know what it's like, and I don't play those games.
Oh, you don't play those games. Okay, cool. Let's see. Vince says, what the fuck? Is the Hulk shooting some beam at Iron Man?
Or is the beam shooting at Iron Man and then going to the Hulk?
It looks like the beam shooting at looks like Doctor Strange's tower and the Hulk is what it is. I don't know. I don't know. Could be. I don't know anything about this game, but it must be successful because the mods are hard at work. I saw this in friggin' Twitter today. Pirate Nation's a guy following. He said, so it begins. Apparently, there's a mod to make Squirrel Girl nude in the game. Takes away her shorts and her friggin' top. I'm like, what the hell? This got to be a joke, right? But I found an article on friggin' Star Wars Gaming about it. And apparently you can add it to the game, and I'm sure it's going to get nuked right away. I'd scroll this all the way down, but I can't because it shows you what the character looks like full frontal, and I can't show you that. But yeah, apparently there's a mod already to make Squirrel Girl nude in the game. Is that crazy or what? That's when you know that it's a popular game. They're doing crazy shit to it, you know. But let's see. For peanuts. Oh man. Yeah, justice for Peanut for sure. Can you see her? Right? That's what one you should have said. Look, go check out that post on X. Check that out in Pirate Nation. You should see some of the friggin' responses to it. It's crazy, man. But anyway, let's see what else we got here. Chris Evans is returning to Marvel for Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah, did anybody is he actually playing Chris Evans? Is he actually playing Captain America though?
Right. I mean, you know, they've got Tony Stark coming back to play Doctor Doom, right? I mean, is he going to be playing Captain America, or you know, what role is he going to do? Let's see. He was a cornerstone of the Marvel Cinematic Universe before retiring the role of Captain America with Avengers Endgame. And they don't say in the article what part he's going to play. There's a lot of conjecture about this, that he might be the old guy, you know. Maybe he'll show up as President Steve Rogers, you know, kind of thing. Who knows what they're doing with this? I mean, bringing all these guys back in different parts makes me think they're going to keep this multiverse stuff going. You know what I mean? I don't know about all that though.
I've seen some speculation that he's actually going to be playing Captain Hydra.
Oh God, no! Are they trying to piss off everybody that's read a comic book in their life or something?
Apparently so.
Oh man, that would suck. Oh my God!
How to get me not to go to your Marvel movie?
Right.
My absolutely most hated storyline.
Comic book run, yeah,
for
sure,
of all time.
Yeah, come on, the one where he was with Hydra the whole time. Yeah, that was just silly. Yeah, absolutely. Vince said the same thing you're saying. Guessing Hydra Cap. Martin says, "Nah." Johnny Storm lives. Yes. Let's bring him back as Johnny Storm. That would be cool. You know, I mean, that's not out of the realm after his cameo in friggin'
nope.
Deadpool and Wolverine, right? So that would be funny. But apparently not everybody's happy about it. Chris Evans returning to Marvel announcement reportedly frustrates Anthony Mackie behind the scenes. If I was Anthony Mackie, I'd upset anyway with how many times I'd had to shoot scenes for that movie. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Good Lord. I doubt it would have anything to do with Chris Evans, but yeah, that's according to that Park Place. I'm just, they really need to just go ahead and punt and start over, man. They really do. That's what I was hoping they were doing with Fantastic Four, but we'll see what happens, man. I just know I'm really not looking forward to the new Captain America movie. I'm not. I really am not. Let's see. Bring in Peterson's Skull 2. Oh God, man. And Keely Chow is here. It's good to see you, man. That's what we're talking about. What's going on? Chris Evans coming back to the MCU. What do you think of this, Knock? Do you think it's going to get people more interested in the MCU, or do you think they're going to continue their downslide?
I don't know. The biggest problem has been that there's been nothing going towards something. Every single freaking one they put out for the last 2 years has been going nowhere. It's disjointed. They've been doing their own thing that have led to nothing, and then there's been no follow-up on any of them.
Yeah.
We have a fucking Eternal sticking out of the fucking earth, and it was on a piece of paper on She-Hulk. Like, that's the only thing. Actually, the only follow-up.
They're addressing it in this Captain America movie.
I know. I've seen the trailer. I get it, John. I get it. But still, like, the fact that it's taken 2 years for that to get acknowledged in a movie, other than a paper on a TV show, like, shit like that, you wasted one of the best villains on a stupid Thor movie, and it just wasn't that good. They tried to make it too funny. My favorite Thor is Ragnarok, right? Because it was good nature, it was good fun. I know I hear you guys about the Hulk thing, but I didn't care about that. I thought it was a funny movie, but then they tried to go too crazy with it, and even Helmsworth admits it that Love and Thunder was too much.
Yeah,
it's okay to have humor. That's why we like Guardians of the Galaxy. There's humor in it, but there's also serious stuff in it, like legit serious stuff in it. So it's just they knew there was a good balance there. That's what you need. It's not just over the top. That's all it is. Everything has to be a joke. No, that's not what we want.
No.
So they took it over the top with Love and Thunder. So, and then again, had probably one of my best villains in any of these movies in the last 2 years, and he was squandered. He was squandered. I am tired of one-off villains. I'm done. I'm done with one-off villains. If the movie has a one-off villain, I'll probably never watch it again. Because it's stupid. Yeah. It means it had nothing to do with the rest of the story. It's not leading to anything. There's no repercussions of anything that happened to them. Where the fuck did Shang-Chi go? Where the fuck did he go? Like, oh, we're going to collect people and put them through rings, and then where the fuck are they going? We've seen what's-his-face several times in different shows. And
Wong,
Wong, he just appears in different places, but nothing ever happens. We're just over it.
Yeah, I hear you. It's almost a case of, they did too well with the first 22 movies. They did too well. They told an overarching story with a bad guy in the background manipulating things through 20 movies. It's just unprecedented what they did with the beginning.
Well, they started with what's his face,
Loki.
Sorry, no, not purple guy.
Oh, Thanos.
Thanos. He was just an end credit, right? They sprinkled him in there.
Yeah.
They didn't show much of him, but there was a scene in this movie, maybe a longer scene in the next movie, and then there was they let it grow organically. Yeah. And then there's just none of that this last 2 years. There's nothing that's connecting any of these movies other than Marvel.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I know. So. And if they were making it seem like they were going to make Kang, the Conqueror, that next big guy.
Yeah, that was probably the closest thing they got, and then that got bugged, and then...
But here's the thing, and I've said this so many times, that's great, but, they let him getting in trouble, in the real world, derail their stuff. If you really are committed to your story, recast the fucking part and keep rolling with it. I mean, how hard is it? It's not hard to do. These guys, the guys,
most of his faces were CGI, anyways.
Right. and look, it's not like they haven't recast people before. I mean, Don Cheadle is War Machine. When it started out being what's the guy's name? Terrence Howard was in the original.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like they haven't recast parts before in this universe. You know,
well, they wouldn't recast T'Challa, which pissed everybody
which
off.
makes no damn sense. That's one of the best characters in the Marvel universe. Instead of
that's why I'm hoping they'll do a grown up of his son.
Yeah,
or at least older, like 16, 17, 18, whatever, growing into the part. I think would be a pretty cool story.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And taking over.
Yep.
That'd be your future for the next 20 years.
Yeah, right.
he could be the new Chris Evans.
Well, they've already changed the Young Avengers to the champions. So
really, I can see the creative saying, "Hey, I've got this genial idea because of the multiverse and stuff. Wouldn't it be cool to recast the villains with the guys that played the heroes before?" Yeah, right. That's God. Obadiah Stane was a terrific villain, in my opinion. Yeah, he was. I think I understand what he's saying. Yeah, you can have a villain in the show, but when you have somebody the magnitude of a Gore, you don't just get rid of him in one show. You have that take several shows.
Why haven't we gotten Ultron back?
Yeah, Ultron was look, man, a lot of people call that the worst Avengers movie. I'm like, well, if that's the worst one, it's pretty fucking good. I'm sorry. I mean, it was great, man. I love that fucking movie. But then again, I'm a fan of the Ultron arc, so thought it was cool as shit. Good to see you, Bo Daniel. Good to see you. My nephew's in the house.
And I'm never gonna dislike anything with what's his name voicing it.
Yeah, I hear you. James Spader, you don't like him?
Yeah. No, I was just saying I will never not like anything that he does.
Right? Yeah, he's fantastic. He's awesome, man.
Vince says
Howard didn't agree to his salary being slashed from $3 million to $1 million. Yeah, I understand that, but what I'm saying is, they have how many guys? Okay, guys, I've said this a million times. I'll say it again. How many guys have played James Bond?
Yeah.
I rest my case. You can they're actors. They play parts. They can play different parts. I have a friend named Dallas who, when Chris Evans was cast as Captain America, he flipped out. He said, wait a minute. He's the Human Torch. He can't play Captain America. I'm like, he's an actor, man. He can play parts. Come on.
Look at Spartacus.
Yeah.
They got another person to play the main character. It's the main freaking character.
Game of Thrones, the guy that was the love interest for the little blonde Mother of Dragons, right?
Oh yeah, They
recast that guy.
They
right?
had like 3 different mountains.
Yeah,
the mountain was like 3 different guys.
Right? I mean, yeah. Come on, man.
They recasted a lot of people in that one.
Yeah, they did. I mean, that's just that. But they act like they can't do it with the major parts. I'm like, yes, you can. James Bond's the perfect example to me. It really
I will say the one instance where I didn't care for the new, and this was unfortunate, there's nothing you could do about it, was Dumbledore in the Harry Potter movies. I did not care for the one.
Right, but
because the other one passed away, and
right.
He was so perfect.
Richard
at that
Harris.
role.
That's a measuring stick actor, though, man. He is.
But they changed his persona with the other guy, and it's like the guy wasn't anything like Dumbledore. It was awful. It was not good. It was not Dumbledore that you take from the books. The first one.
You're going to have hits and misses, but the stories would be totally different without that character, wouldn't it? I mean, you just don't kill him off. You've got to.
Oh yeah. But I mean, still, going in a different direction with the character that we all know and love is just weird.
Yeah. All right. Next one I got for you here is, I think this is funny right here. Pregnant Megan Fox dumped Machine Gun Kelly after she discovered he was talking to other women behind her back.
Yeah,
this
I don't think
up.
anything. I don't believe this one.
You don't believe this one?
Nah.
Well, they apparently are splitting up, and she's fixing to have a kid. I think I have my opinions about this. I really think she's just leaving him because she doesn't want the guy around her kid or something. I don't know. But the girl, I don't know if I will always have a special place in my heart for Megan Fox because of two movies.
Transformers.
The first Transformer movie and Jennifer's Body. If you've ever seen Jennifer's Body, she's awesome in that movie. It's pretty great. Let's see. Vince says Ultron should have been in more movies. One, to introduce him to Shield of the world. Two, Avengers defeat him, no kill, and three, reappearance of Ultron. Yeah, I mean they could have used.
If you know anything about Ultron, he has a backup somewhere.
Yeah, he's around somewhere. He's just
we got a little bit more of him in the What If at least.
Yeah, that's what I liked. I liked that version of Ultron. That was a cool version of Ultron.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, let's see. Jim Carrey said he came out of retirement because he needs money. He's the latest A-lister to open up about taking roles to boost their finances. They're kind of blowing this one out of proportion. If you saw the interview, he said, "I just bought a bunch of new stuff and needed the money." He was joking when he said.
Well, it's funny because he used to never do sequels, right? Outside of Ace Ventura, but they paid him a lot of money for that one.
Right.
And now he's in every Sonic movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. And he's doing two parts in the new one. He's playing his Dr. Robotnik's dad in it too. So, yeah, that ought to be fun.
I guess his crap paintings work selling.
His what?
Crap paintings.
Crap paintings. Yeah, he is an artist. He is an artist. I keep forgetting he's an artist. Yeah. Okay, I've got to do my magic because we have got a trailer to watch, boys and girls. I wanted to get your opinions on this one because this is now the first one was a very iconic story in the zombie genre because it actually revived the zombies genre, the first one, and introduced us to fast zombies, and also kickstarted the career of Cillian Murphy, who has gone on to win an Academy Award for playing Dr. Oppenheimer. But the second one was a decent sequel to it. It didn't diminish the first. It was pretty good. But now, apparently this was in production hell for a long time. They were going to do 28 months later, I think, weren't they? Before they did 28 years later. But production hell has made this go on for so long that we're finally going to get 28 years later, boys and girls. Let me go ahead
and keep your eye open for the Cillian guest spot.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm going to try and freeze frame it. But yeah, that I did notice that too. Hang on one second. Let me get this set up. We got sound. Okay, hang on one second. I've got everything set up for different things I'm going to be doing later, so I had to juggle some things real quick. All right, present. Boom. Entire. No, that one. And then we'll do this. Okay, here we go with 28 years later. The trailer. Check this out, guys. Teletubbies.
Auntie, what's going on? Jimmy, sit still, keep quiet, and do not move from the spot.
It began. Have you guys seen these? I've seen them. Have you seen them, Knock?
28 days later and 28 weeks later. Yeah, I've seen those two.
Yep. Okay. This is the third.
Seven, 6, 11, 5, 9 and 20 miles a day, 4, 11.
Now, this, what you're hearing there is, I think it's a poem, isn't it, John?
Is it? I thought they were doing a number station, but I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's a poem. I'll look it up afterwards. I saw it in somebody's breakdown of it. But yeah, this is. Let's just keep going with it.
1732 the day before. Boost, 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 moving up and down again. There's no discharge in a war. Don't Don't look at what's in front of you. Move, 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 moving up and down again.
I'm getting some serious Last of Us vibes here.
Yep.
Aren't you?
Well, it's been 28 years. I mean,
yeah, it's been 28 years.
Now.
We're seeing encampments with stuff to protect them from things and stuff.
Men go mad with watching them. There's no discharge in the war. If your eyes drop, they will get the top of you. Boom, 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 moving up and down again.
That's Aaron Taylor Johnson, the guy that's going to be in Kraven this weekend.
No discharge in the war. Try to think of something different.
That's Ray Fiennes.
There he is.
Yep. Let me see if I can pull it back. Let's see. There he is. That looks a lot like Cillian Murphy rising from the ground there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
7, 6, 11, 5, 4, 17, 32, 84.
That looks pretty cool to me. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that looks pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. What do you think?
Kind of miss the rage zombies.
Yeah, right. What do you think there, Knock? Think it'll be any good?
All right.
All right. For some reason, I can't get it to get off of my screen. Damn it. Okay. It's not working for me. Hang on. I'm probably going to have to redo something here. But anyway, you know what time it is now, though, guys? Now that we've gotten through the pop culture update, I'm looking forward to that. That looks cool to me. It really does. But I'm definitely getting some Last of Us vibes to it. And here's the thing. I'm really interested to see what the effect on the outside world is. It looks like there's still soldiers trying to come into England, which makes me think it's still only in England that this has happened. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We'll see. Let me see. Maybe I have to hit the escape button for this. There we go. That worked. Cool. When I made it full screen, I couldn't get it to disappear. But let's go ahead and do the part of the show that everybody likes, a palate cleanser right about this time before we get into the main meat of the show. We got to check in on the girlfriend.
How do you want me to handle the Sydney issue?
The Sydney issue?
Well, we should have a consensus on how the White House is going to handle it.
Well, I certainly hope the Sydney issue refers in some way to a problem that we're having with Australia, because if it's anything other than that...
Mr. President, Ms. Sweeney, to see you.
Have her come in, please. I am finished here.
Yes, sir.
There is no Sydney issue.
Yes, we got to check in on Miss Sweeney, and there's a couple of things this week. She hadn't been very active. Everybody's getting into some downtime because of the holidays, but I did find this from BollywoodSadiq.com. Dhanush and Sydney Sweeney could be Hollywood's new dynamic duo with Street Fighter. Apparently, there's talk of them starring together in a Street Fighter movie. Now, I mean, can you imagine if they cast her as Cammy with that long ponytail? I mean, if they made a Street Fighter accurate Cammy, right? Oh my God. Wow.
Is it Street Fighter based on the video game, or is it Street Fighter based on the Sonny Chiba series of movies?
The Sonny Chiba series of movies. Tell me, a wise one. What do you speak of?
It's a Japanese series of movies called Street Fighter.
Really? Wow. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, all I know is the stuff from the video games. That's all I know. To compensate for last week. Yeah. What's he saying? He will be Guile. Oh, Guile is one of the characters. See, the only characters I know from are Chun-Li and Cammy, because they're two of the most cosplayed characters I've ever seen at these conventions and stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's good. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that could be cool. It's about time they made another Street Fighter movie, though. I think. I don't think they'll ever find a better actor than Raul Julia to play that one part. What was Bison? Was that his name?
Mm-hmm.
In the
Raul Julia,
yeah, he played Bison.
And Bison.
Yep.
Listen, I want either Jean-Claude Van Damme or nobody. Okay, I don't care.
Jean-Claude Van Damme for what? Johnny Cage?
Whatever his role was.
Wait, no. What was his role in that one? Johnny Cage's fucking Mortal Kombat. What am I talking about? Yeah, he was the guy with the beret in that one.
He was
right?
Guile.
Yeah.
He was Guile.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. This right here is what you were talking about?
Yeah.
The series? Okay.
Yep. Series of movies.
Street Fighter. Does it have... Okay. Is it any way affiliated with the video game?
Oh, no. Definitely not.
Okay. All right. So that's a different thing
this
altogether.
predates it from 1970. The first one was in 1974.
Okay. I got you.
That's the late, great Sonny Chiba.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, that's cool. We can check that out sometime. But she had a couple of things on Instagram this week. This is kind of funny. This is she does a lot of ads for makeup and stuff like that. This is I don't know how to pronounce that. The Laneige show or something like that. But what it is, it's a commercial she shot, and she plays all the parts in it. She's the host of a game show. Let me see. Let me make sure I got the sound going here, which I don't. Hang on. I got to redo it. It's got to have sound because they actually have the commercial on here. And I just did it again, clicking too fast. Bear with me, boys and girls. I'm going to get it eventually. Okay, here we go. This is the
game for today is if you know, you know. Here's a hint. It provides long-lasting hydration for up to 100 hours. A moisturizer. It's barrier boosting. Water Bank moisturizer. Water Bank is the answer. Welcome to the Laneige Show. The game for today is...
I wonder if she's trying to play the character she played in Madam Web with this outfit. You know what I mean? She looks like a kid with that on.
The only reason to watch Madam Web.
SYD, Sid. Yeah. That's cool. She had that this week on here, and then a lot of the fashion magazines were talking about this few Christmas pictures she took in a red dress. So yeah, a little video involved too. Looks like they strapped the camera to the side of the dog's head, running around the house. Watch out, you might get an upskirt. Look out! Don't do it! And so that was her Instagram this week. So that's it for the Sweeney Spot this week, guys. That's all we had for her this week. So yeah. Anything you want to touch base about in the pop culture update? Any more you want to talk about?
Yeah, I've got something.
Go.
I played the first bit of the new Indiana Jones game. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Yeah, I saw some stuff on that.
It didn't suck.
That's what I'm hearing. That I'm also hearing you're playing a movie, kind of.
Yeah, you are. But it starts out you redo the opening scene of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Really? Oh, that's cool.
You replay that the whole thing, and I'm like,
wow, that's cool. I'm hearing it's decent. But I'm also hearing it's like playing a movie, kind of, which I don't mind. I like stuff like what Quantic Dream does, and that's basically playing a movie. So yeah. Knock, have you checked that out at all?
No, I'm not an Indiana Jones fan.
No. Well, Yeah.
No, there's one game that I am pumped for, and it comes out in January. Is Dynasty Warriors Origins. Me and Red Burst are all in on this game. You can play it free. The demo is free on PlayStation.
I'm sorry, I was looking at something else. Which one are you talking about?
Yeah, don't bother.
No, Dynasty Warriors Origins.
Dynasty Warriors. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If it plays like the old ones where you're getting attacked by 50 million guys, that'd be awesome. Or is it a strategy Dynasty Warriors game?
No, it's much faster paced. There's a lot more parry, attack, and plan strikes, and a little bit more stratagem involved in it. Lubu is crazy badass in this one again, like he is in the old ones.
Oh yeah.
Demo's free. The demo's free. You can give it a try. It plays the Howlu gates like they usually do. With
Lubu's a badass in whatever game they put him in.
Yeah,
no, I'm just saying. They kind of punked him a little bit lately, but he's back to being a badass in this one.
Cool. Well, I used to play. That was one of the first big action games that I played. I call that button mashing fun. It's a lot like what I was playing Tuesday night. That one Shambura game. Just running around.
It's a lot more complicated than it used to be.
Oh yeah,
it came out of Romance of Three Kingdoms, right?
Say it again.
It came out of the Romance of Three Kingdoms series.
Yeah, it's the same. It's always the same. It's always the same story. It's always the Fall.
I never paid attention to the story. Dynasty. I just friggin'
I did. I always liked it.
I just, me, man. I want to get on and just hack shit. just give me the action, man. These guys really enjoyed that dog walking around with that camera. Turns around, of course. She has a couple of things, all right. Yeah. But anyway, so the main thing we want to talk about tonight, and it really came up last week when we were talking about some stuff, is B movies. Now, Webster's Dictionary defines B movies as a cheaply produced movie. I think that's too easy an explanation, though. I really think that a B movie, myself, I forgot to share that. That's the Webster's definition of a B movie, a cheaply produced movie, and the first use of this term was in 1948.
Yeah. Now, it means something completely different from back then.
Yeah.
What it was is they would have A features, which is your big Gone with the Wind and stuff like that, your big movies. But in order to have those movies in your theater, you had to agree to take the B feature, which is the B movie, which is a cheaper made movie, doesn't have as big as stars, whatever.
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm.
And it was a package deal.
Yeah.
And that's where the term B movie comes from. It's B movie.
That's right. That sure is. But today, to me, and this is just me, you guys tell me what you think of it, but and Knock, I don't know if he has a true definition of them, because he never watches anything that's not high production value, really. He kind of avoids that stuff. But
no, can't stand him.
Yeah, he's you hear him over there. He's like, nope, can't stand him.
I don't care for that. I don't care for indie games. I get their purpose, but
yeah. Nope, but to me, the B movie is a movie where you don't have the top stars. They don't. It's clear they don't have production money, but they can still tell a great story if they have a good story. Story is everything. I mean, when you watch one of these movies, it's the kind of movie you watch and you go, damn, if they put some money into this, they'd have something really big. You know what I mean? And and sometimes some of these movies, like we were talking pre-show, one of the best examples is Mad Max. What they did on a shoestring budget with that movie right there, with a bunch of actors that nobody knew. I mean, it was the start of Mel Gibson's career. It wasn't the thing that catapulted him to stardom. The Road Warrior's the thing that did that and Lethal Weapon, but definitely started his career in Australia. But and that's one of those things where it was an Australian-made film, and it was released globally, but it was only shown in Australia, and it was so popular that they showed it worldwide after that. But that's my definition of a B movie. It's and a lot of them are horror, a lot of them are science fiction, and some of these science fiction ones, man, you look at some of these cheesy special effects they got. Some of them work real well, and we're going to talk about some of that stuff. But John, what's your definition of a B movie?
B movie is a movie that doesn't have the budget. It also relies on shortcuts in the production of the movie. Perfect example is the films of Roger Corman.
Yes.
The films of the Go-Go Boys, Canon Films.
Huey
Those
Boll.
are all B movies.
Huey Boll.
Huey Boll are like C or D or Z movies. Okay, they're
Come on, man.
There's no such thing as a good Huey Boll movie.
Yes, there is. I beg to differ. There is.
You're gonna fight for Blood Rain. So
you know what you know what's on my list. You know it's
there. Yeah, I know it's there.
I can't help it, dude. She was hot in Terminator 3. Okay, all right, she was. And what's funny is when you see the cast for that movie, and I'm going to bring it up here in a minute, but the cast for that movie, they must have spent all the money on them, you know. But it was made when not a lot of people knew who these people were, except for the main bad guy in it. Now everybody knew who he was. He played Gandhi. So anyway, we're going to talk about some of our favorites, but before we do that, I wanted to bring up this list I saw earlier today. Let me find it real quick. Here it is. And I'm not going to show the videos because, you guys can go watch it. But the title of it is the 20 best B movies of all time. And it's on, I believe it's Watch Mojo. Yeah, that's where I found this at. Watch Mojo. Let's see. Before we get started, it says, we can love Huey's movies no matter how objectively bad they are. No doubt. Yeah. It's what you call guilty pleasures, okay? It's just the way it is. Huey Boll deliberately made shitty movies to take advantage of a tax loop in Germany. Hey, man, you know better than we do, man. You live over there. I don't really know what his motivations are to make flicks, but I like a lot of his stuff. Some of the ones on this list they have are Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I think we've all heard of that movie, but I've never seen it. It just sounded so good. Carnival of Souls is another one, and I highly recommend going and watching this list because you'd be amazed who some of the actors that are in these movies. They're names that are now household names that at the time weren't. Yeah, then you've got Piranha. Yeah, that was an interesting one to say the least. And as a matter of fact, Piranha, whenever they made the sequel, James Cameron was the guy that directed the sequel.
Yeah,
and they shot it in Paris, France. And when he had an upper respiratory infection, he had 102 fever, and he came up with the Terminator while he was sick. It was a dream he had. While he was sick in the production of Piranha 2. But let's see. The Blob is on this list from
Steve McQueen.
And I pulled that one up because I love that movie. That's one of my favorite movies ever. And, it's a considered a science fiction classic now, but it was cheaply made at the time, and nobody knew who Steve McQueen was. It was his first movie. He had never been in one before, and it's from 1958, the original Blob. And what's amazing is the stop-start motion effects they did on some of the stuff with it. I mean, it's pretty obvious it's low-budget special effects, but really neat stuff they did with the Blob itself. It was really neat stuff. So, did you ever watch this one, Knock? I think we put it on a list for you. Is this one of the ones that skated till next year?
I don't remember. You
don't remember? Okay. Well, the Blob is definitely one of, it's iconic. That's for sure. Steve McQueen in that movie, he's just a regular high school dude, he's not the race car driving badass or anything like that yet, Let's see. Yeah. Okay. You guys got that. Let's see. The next few we've got here, some of these are on my list. Hang on a second. Let's see. Attack of the Crab Monsters. I saw that when I was a kid. It's crazy. But you know what? The visual effects, they're much better in them. The high production value of them is a lot better than the Attack of the Crabs, no doubt about it. Go watch it. Skip the 80s version. Yeah, don't watch the 80s version. Watch the Steve McQueen version. It's much better. The Toxic Avenger. This is in my top 5 list of the friggin' B movies. What's shocking about the Toxic Avenger, first of all, it's from Troma Films, okay? And if you've ever seen a Troma film, you know it's very dark comedy with a whole lot of gore. I mean, over-the-top gore in it.
Yeah.
But this guy, he's a nerd that he's the cleanup guy, and that's why he's got a mop in his hand. He ends up falling in a vat, and he's got a tutu on too. You'd have to see the movie. The whole way he got set up like that is crazy, but he's the ultimate revenge guy. You know, he's going to get his revenge on the people that picked on him, you know. And this movie is over the top violent, and it's gross and all that stuff. But what's funny about it is they had a toy line and a Saturday morning cartoon of this guy at one point. It was, and if you've ever seen the original, it was just gory and over the top. It was bananas, man. If you've never seen The Toxic Avenger, go check that one out sometime. But look, it's not for the squeamish. It's pretty gross movie.
I've got a different Troma film on my list.
Oh yeah,
I knew you were putting Toxie on there. So
yeah. Oh, we'll get to them all. I just wanted to go through the Watch Mojo list real fast. Like, Pink Flamingos is on here. That's nothing nobody in this realm would want to watch. No doubt. That's crazy. Foxy Brown. Now the original Pam Grier blaxploitation film.
See, I left the exploitation films off my list too, because
they're B movies, man.
Yeah,
they're
B movies,
low cost movies. You know, I mean, you could even put the Bruce Lee's entire library, except for maybe Enter the Dragon, could be on this list. You know,
technically Enter the Dragon is too. It wasn't made for that much.
Right. Yeah. And I did see it on some of the lists, but I don't know that he was about to become a huge star at that time. I don't. I tend to think that's not a B movie to me. But Plan 9 from Outer Space, that one. Anybody that's ever gotten into science fiction and checked movies out has seen this one. It's crazy. The Room, widely considered to be the worst movie ever made.
I've actually seen this one. It was a streamer watched it one time, and I just happened to be there, and we went through the whole movie, and it was a riot.
Yeah, it is. What? It is definitely crazy. The friggin' over the top dialogue and the bad acting of. The main character is the director.
I'll be in there in a second.
You got to go, John?
I'll be back.
Okay, man. All right. Just go ahead and mute yourself. You got it? Okay. But the overtop acting of the main guy, who is the writer, producer, director of this flick, it's bananas. That movie is crazy right there. I'm sure the streamer that was doing it must have had a ball tearing that movie apart, man, because it is pretty bad. Brain Dead is another one that's over the top, gory and crazy. Let's see, Sweetness Overload.
Vince, I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, right. Hi, John.
I did not hit her. I did not. Yeah, he's got to do some things. He's got to deal with some stuff. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Now, what's funny is Watch Mojo's got a 20 list and a top 10 list, and this is number 1 on the top 10 list, but it's not number 1 on their top 20 list. Of course, it was a couple of years between when they did this. So, but Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. This is one that makes fun of B movies, and you're gonna see another one that is a classic on here that does the same thing. It makes fun of B movies, but Attack of the Killer Tomatoes is fucking bananas funny, man. It really is, and it's a bad movie. It's one of those guilty pleasures for people. The Blair Witch Project. We've talked about this show before. That one there, I think, it was the original found footage film, and I dug it when I saw it the first time. But it's not something that's really rewatchable or anything like that. But I thought the whole concept was really cool how they did that one. You know what I mean? But it was shot on a shoestring budget. If you've ever seen it, it's all shot with a hand camera. You know?
I actually have seen that one.
Yep.
Actually, the first found footage movie is Cannibal Holocaust from 1980.
Oh, is it really? Okay. I didn't know that. Let's see. Also, had a cartoon. Which one? Oh, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes did? Yeah.
Yep.
I can believe that. Yep. And he says, I hate Blair Witch. I thought it was cool. I think I told you guys the story about me talking about it with a guy at work who asked me what was up with the dude taking a piss in the corner at the end of it. I was like, dude, did you even watch this movie?
I was just meh about the whole.
Yeah,
I'm not real big on found footage. I mean, I can deal with it for certain things, like Cloverfield. It works in Cloverfield because it's not the whole movie. When it's the whole movie that bugs me.
Yeah.
Cloverfield was the whole movie.
Yeah.
There were scenes that weren't.
No, it was the whole movie.
Was it?
It was different perspectives, different people carrying the camera, but no, the whole thing was on the camera.
I don't remember it being the whole thing. Okay.
But the one we were just talking about, and they were talking about how this one's still going today with the sequels. But Mad Max from 1979. Now that right there, I'll go ahead and pull up the IMDb for that one. It's the definition of a B movie, man. Low budget. Let's see, Mad Max. Nobody knew who the stars were at that time. They didn't know who they were at that time, but they would grow to know them one day, no doubt. Let's see. Here we go. I'll just do it right here. Bear with me. Okay. 1979, starring Mel Gibson in one of his first film roles. And the thing I loved about this series of movies is it showed him going further and further away from civilization. It wasn't like civilization collapsed overnight. It's a slow decline in this, and it has to do with the decline of energy and resources is what it is.
Yeah.
And the war over those resources basically is what almost every one of these movies is about. But yeah, the original. Actually, when we saw it in the States the first time, I'm pretty sure all of us in the States, when we saw this movie, it was dubbed. We didn't even know what Mel Gibson sounded like. It was all English dubbed because people couldn't understand the accent that they had. So that they decided to dub it. But yeah, this is one of the greatest movies ever made. And, once again, if you have a great story, and really good people that are passionate about the project, these B movies can be, well, look what it produced. I mean, how many sequels has it got now? It's got 4 sequels. Well, actually 3 sequels and one, I guess you'd call it an offshoot, or what would we call Furiosa? I mean,
it's a spinoff.
Yeah, it's a spin-off.
Even though it continues the story, it's like a prequel of the new Fury Road.
Yeah, I think a spin-off's good enough. The Aussies were probably drunk while filming. Yeah, no shit.
That's
just for sure, man. I could see that.
Just Aussies all together.
Right? That's Aussies 24 hours a day. Knock, did you ever watch the original Mad Max? Was that on the knock list at any point?
That was the Mel Gibson one, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I went to all because I watched them all to get ready for Fury Road.
Yeah. Now, you've seen that one right there. I mean, did you like that movie? Or
yeah, it was interesting. I wasn't expecting that because that one's not. It's not necessarily Mad Max. It's more like how Mad Max. It's the origin story of Mad Max,
right,
which I wasn't expecting because I didn't know anything about it. So it was interesting to see that whole first movie was mainly just what happened before everything went to shit.
Right, that was his family and everything. But things were going. That's what I was saying. Things were going to shit at that point too. I mean, really, weren't there warning signs where you were leaving the city that you were going to be going into the wasteland and all this other stuff? I mean, it was definitely a war for resources and energy at that point. Still haven't watched Fury Road. You should. It's a good movie. As long as the director, what's the director's name again? George Miller. As long as he makes the movie, I'll watch it, because one thing's for sure, he's going to use real stunts in it. And yeah, that guy does vehicular stunts like nobody else, man. It's just awesome, the stuff he pulls off with a camera, man. It's really cool. There was a little bit of CGI in Fury Road, but it was more the dust storm that they drove into. That's about all there was that was CGI. That was it. But it's good. It's really good. But anyway, let's see. Let's go ahead and get done with this list real quick. Lost my mouse. Okay. So Reanimator. This is your Lovecraft guy, right? Isn't it based on a book by him?
Yeah, it's based on a story by H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, it's kind of a Frankenstein thing, but man, if you have a weak stomach, do not watch this movie. It is friggin' over the top gore. It is ridiculous, man. This flick right here. It is not for the squeamish, is it, John?
Nope.
But that's considered one of the classics of this genre, no doubt about it. Then we got the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And
perhaps
if you don't know about that one by now, you really don't pay attention to pop culture at all. I mean, I'm sure you've also seen that movie, right? Or heard of it? Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I know the music in it is what's worth watching it for. And, the title song couldn't be any better for that movie, because it lists a whole lot of titles of the old 50s science fiction movies and stuff. And that's what that movie is a send up of B movies. It's a send up of old monster movies and stuff. It's really, really funny. It's fantastic. Let's see. Vince says, wasn't Tom Hardy sidelined for the strong independent women?
Yes. Yes.
I guess you could say that, but
yes.
They needed him. They needed him to get through what they needed to get through, man.
I spent half the movie chained up to the freaking front of the car.
He was chained up, but yeah. I mean, and it was just a circumstance of weren't they going to use his blood for something? Or, I can't remember exactly what the whole thing was with the prisoners they used. But they did something with their blood. I can't remember what it was.
And Vince is right. It is Science Fiction Double Feature is the name of the song.
Yeah, Science Fiction Double Feature is a fantastic tune. Well, everything in that, all the music in that movie is great. I love everything in it. It's really fantastic. And you really need to go whenever they have people dressed up acting it out. That is when it's a lot of fun. And just about every viewing of this is a sing-along. You're always going to hear people singing when you go see this movie.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And props.
And props. We always went on a Saturday night. We took newspapers, toast, and squirt guns to make the rain and throw the toast for the toast. And you didn't want to clean up the theater after a fucking Rocky Horror Picture Show.
No.
That place was wasted. Invasion of the Body Snatchers is on here. I was surprised by that. I don't consider that one a B movie, and I didn't
care for that movie.
yeah. But that's the 70s. That's the 70s one you watch. This is the 50s one that they're talking about here. The Thing is on this list too, and I don't view that one as a B movie. I don't think that one qualifies. I think that at that point now, some of John Carpenter's earlier work I could see being a B movie, like the original Halloween. That could be considered a B movie. But The Thing, that had a big budget.
No, it didn't.
Well, I mean, There was some special effects in it, and the opening scene with the crash and everything.
The thing had a budget of $10 million.
$10 million? That's all they spent? God, Kurt Russell, John Carpenter must have pictures of him playing golf with Satan or something. To get him to do movies that cheap. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Let's see. Too much good known cast in it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was thinking on the Thing. But hey, I love it. The Thing's one of my favorite movies ever. The Evil Dead is the epitome of this kind of movie. It was Sam Raimi's first movie with Bruce Campbell, and Bruce Campbell's pretty much shown up in damn near everything he's ever done since. It's almost like he puts a cameo of that guy in almost everything he does. Yeah. My favorite cameo he did was in Darkman, where he puts on Bruce Campbell's face at the end of it to get away from his girlfriend. I thought that was cool as shit, man. I really did. That was one of the coolest ones.
Yeah, in today's money, the Thing would have cost $37 million.
Really? It's still cheap. Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy, man. And then the top one for this list they have listed is Night of the Living Dead. And that really, there was zombie movies before this, but the zombie movie that we all know and love, started with George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. It really did. Bruce Campbell is the Watcher. Groovy, baby. Groovy. Love it. Or the originator of the multiverse. Yeah, right? No doubt. But anyway, John, tell me one off of your list that you like. We want to talk about our favorites. That's just a top 10 list I wanted to use to kick things off. You tell me one off of your list, and then Knock will give us one, and then I've
brought up my absolute favorite here multiple times before.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to skip that.
Yeah. And that's Battle Beyond the Stars, guys. If you haven't watched the channel before, you must not know that. But yeah, the Roger Corman classic is his favorite one ever. But what do you want to highlight tonight as something pretty good for these folks?
Man, this is so hard.
I'm going
to have to go with the 1988 classic, They Live.
They Live. All right. And that I can see that as a B flick. I can see that as a B flick. Let me pull it up real quick.
They Live cost $3 million to make.
$3 million. That's all.
In 1988, which is equivalent in 2024 to being $8 million.
It didn't have any A-list actors in it. As a matter of fact, the lead role was played by
Rowdy Piper.
Yep. Yeah, Roddy Piper. And wow, how it's funny. It was made in 1988. But would this be a relevant movie today if they made it? I mean, I think it would.
Yeah.
I mean, with everything we know now, with especially with social media and the way we've seen how many times how they manipulate. I mean, right down to your phone, sitting here listening to you, and all of a sudden you look at something and you've got ads for what you were just talking about, right? And just to manipulate you. That's what this movie's all about, man. And it's just, it's a classic. It also has one of the longest fight scenes ever in it, man.
The best fight scene over absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
The argument is put on sunglasses.
That's it. Put on the damn sunglasses. He won't do it for nothing, man. Oh, Knock, did you ever watch this one? Knock, did you leave me forever?
No, I've never seen this one.
Oh, you never seen this one? You should watch it, man. You should. You'd enjoy it. It's basically the way I explain it to people. I told my stepson David, who's a big Star Trek: The Next Generation fan. I told him, I said, imagine the Ferengi invaded Earth and we never knew it. That's what you see in this movie. You know what I mean? That's what I always tell him. And he gets the point right away. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, so they're basically stealing all our money. I'm like, yeah, they're stealing all our resources and we don't even know it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool stuff. But yeah, God, yeah, I guess that could qualify as a B movie for sure. But I don't know. I have John Carpenter on that pedestal to where I don't think any of his movies are B movies, but they are, no doubt. Oh man, he mentions a good one here. Beastmaster. Yes, Beastmaster is definitely one of the better B movies.
I had it on my list.
Huh?
But I had it on my list, but I cut it off because it put it over the 20 million that I had as the cutoff at the last for the last part. Yeah, it cost $8 million in 82, which is 24 million now.
Okay.
Still low budget, but not the B movie super low budget thing.
Yeah. Mark Singer was in it, and John Amos was in it too.
Yeah.
John Amos, who at that time his career was kind of in a lull. It was after he was on Good Times and yeah, let's see. There is a Deep Space Nine episode where Ferengi, Quark, Nog, and Rom crash land in 1947 Roswell, New Mexico. No shit.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
So it was Ferengi that crashed in Area 51? Is that what they're trying to say? Oh my God, no. You got to be kidding me. That's crazy. I never saw that one. But I'm not a Next Generation guy. You guys know I'm an OG fan. I like my captain to shoot first and ask questions later.
Freaking Cisco hit Q. He
punched him.
Q.
See, there you go. Yeah, Deep Space Nine. That sounds like something I'd be down with. Yeah, I just didn't like Picard. I didn't like Picard.
Yeah. If you want any captain that don't give a fuck, it's Cisco.
It's Cisco, yeah. But see, is he a captain? He's running a space station. It doesn't go anywhere.
He gets a ship eventually.
I know.
The Defiant.
The Defiant, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he decked Q, not just punched. Yeah, he hauled off and came from downtown.
He decked Q. Yeah.
Yeah, he came from downtown with that punch.
Knock, do you have a B movie that's top tier to you?
I mean, I didn't really give my, qualifications for B movie.
Yeah, I didn't even ask you because I didn't even think you would have a definition for it because you don't watch those movies. You just
the best I could come up with was films that were between $5 to $15 million.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty much the best I could do.
Yeah.
And probably on that list would probably be like the Boondock Saints.
I almost put that on a list as well. Boondock Saints. That's now probably the biggest star in it is
William Dafoe.
Yeah, William Dafoe. I was about to say the Green Goblin, but yeah,
Norman Reedus,
guy in it. Well, Norman Reedus, people didn't know who he was.
At the time.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah,
he was. I don't think The Walking Dead was on.
Oh no, that's well
1999. No,
yeah.
And this one here, if you haven't seen it, is pretty good. My daughter calls William Dafoe Smooches Dafoe because of this movie. That's what she calls him. But tell us why you like this one so much, bro.
Oh, it was a good story, and you get vigilantes. Vigilantes are always fun to watch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They have their own personal code of honor.
That's it. Don't break the rules. We'll put you down.
Look out. Was a firefight. Like, it's the best freaking the William Dafoe, talking about the fight in the streets is one of the best things ever.
Yeah. He's over the top in this flick, guys. William Dafoe has always been a great actor.
And then he dressed up like the woman to infiltrate the house. Like, come
exactly.
on.
That's why my daughter calls him Smooches Dafoe. Too much, man. It's crazy. Let's see. And don't forget Benjamin Sisko's MF and Pimp Hand, Defiant. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. I didn't see the Defiant until I saw the First Contact, though. I mean, I knew about it. I just didn't follow those series, But yeah, I almost put this on the list myself, Knock. It's a low budget, really good. Once again, really good story and good acting can go a long way. You don't need a lot of money. You know what I mean? But let me go ahead and add one of mine on here. This one I had to look up because I was trying to remember it. It's kind of a Blade Runner knockoff.
No, Trancers, yeah.
Called Trancers. It's a science fiction movie from 1984, and it tells the story of this bounty hunter played by. The first time I saw Tim Thomerson, he was on the young comedian stand-up special that Rodney Dangerfield used to do on HBO, and I saw his 10-minute bit he did on that show and fell in love with this guy. He's funny as fuck. He did like a verbal retelling of a Sam Peckinpah movie, you know. It was just hilarious. But he plays this gruff detective. He's a bounty hunter kind of thing, and he goes from the future and he goes back to 1980 Los Angeles to stop a twisted criminal who can transform people into zombie-like creatures. It's just, look, it's low budget, it's funny, and that's Helen Hunt from Mad About You fame, right there, in a movie before anybody knew who she was. But man, I tell you what, this movie is off the chain. I like some of the art they came up with for him. I like that helmet he's got on, and that one picture right there. It's pretty cool. But yeah, this movie was pretty good. I thought it was great. You obviously saw it too, John.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Tim Thomerson makes this whole movie. I don't know why his career didn't take off. I really don't. Because,
Doll Man.
Huh? Doll Man?
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah. Gotcha. That's a bad
Doll Man pretty much killed
it. Yeah. It was a bad movie for sure.
Yeah, Blind Fury qualifies. It was on some of the lists I was looking at earlier.
Yeah. What's that?
Blind Fury?
Yeah. Isn't that the one? That's Rutger Hauer, right?
Yep. Yep.
The one where he's a blind guy? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. I saw that so long ago. Yeah, for sure. Okay, John, give us another one, man.
Well, I'm going to step off the list I posted.
Okay.
Since we're doing, and you admonished me a bit for limiting some of the choices. So
all it has to be is a low budget movie. That's it.
Godzilla -1.
Godzilla -1. Now, boys and girls. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. And this one I still haven't gotten around to seeing, but I want to badly. But I can stream it now, can I, John?
Yep.
Even on Netflix or something.
Yeah. I don't know which service it's on. It's one of them.
But this one came out around this
probably
time
on HBO.
It was around this time a year ago, wasn't it? This came out
last year.
And from what I understand, I mean, a lot of people that I trust about movies tell me that you could take Godzilla out of this movie and you'd still have a great post-apocalyptic Japan story.
Yeah, post World War II,
mm-hmm.
Or during towards the very end of World War II to post World War II. Yeah, and the rebuilding of Japan. Yeah,
because they were devastated. They were, man. Yeah, this definitely qualifies in my mind.
And it only costs $10 million
today. Today it costs $10 million.
$10 million.
Even if you've just seen the trailers, that is off. That how did they do it? That's what I want to know. I mean, have you seen any of the behind the scenes stuff on this flick?
I've seen all of it. Yeah.
Do they have a guy in a suit, or is it all CGI?
It's all CGI.
No shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't look it, man. They did a fucking fantastic job on it. I swear to God, whoever filmed this must have been a fan of Jaws. The way he's tracking down that boat. In that one part of the movie. Oh my God. I saw that on the trailer and I was like, dude, this is like Jaws right here.
He's working on the second one.
Yeah,
they're doing a sequel. He's got a bigger budget this time. I think he's got like 30.
Wow. I mean, dude, we could talk about these movies all night long. We're getting close to running out of time for the night. But
well, like I said, I had to cut my list down from 50.
And
that was after already saying, well, no horror movies, no monster movies, no.
Yeah, there's a bunch of guilty pleasures, guys. I mean, look, everybody that watches this show knows that's my favorite friggin' one of all time right there. that is the one as far as I'm concerned. Friggin' Blood Rain. I watch Blood Rain all day long. And you know what? The cast, it'd be hard to believe this is a low budget film because it has got some actors that are great in it. Banks Kingsley's won an Academy Award, you know? Michelle Rodriguez looks hot as hell in this movie. Yeah, Michael Madsen. I mean, there's a bunch of people that Udo Kier, I think is how you pronounce it. His last name. He's been in a ton of stuff, man. They have a ton of guys that have been a bunch of shit. Michael Pere, his career never took off. But he's in this one. He's in all the Blood Rain movies too. He's in all of them. There's 3 different Blood Rain movies, and he's in all of them. Meatloaf's in it. Billy Zane's in this. Yeah. I mean, you know, but they made it on a shoestring budget, and it's based on a video game, and I say loosely based, tongue in cheek, because it has nothing to do with the video game. But the only thing that has to do with the video game is she's what they call a Dampier. She's a half human, half vampire, and she's got the weapons, and that's about it. You know what I mean? I think the first one took place in World War II, and they don't get to World War II until the 3rd movie in this Yui Bowl series. But that's my favorite one. Okay. Let's see what you got.
Well, I'm just going to run through my pared down list real quick.
Sure, go.
And let me share my screen real quick.
Sure, absolutely.
And we're going to start with one I guarantee nobody's ever heard of.
Okay.
1970s Bigfoot.
Bigfoot, 1970.
Bigfoot kidnapped some women, and some bikers decide to go on a rescue mission to save them.
Wow. That sounds cool.
John Carradine is the lead in that.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of no names, but
right. But John Carradine, David
Carradine's
about the father of the Carradine.
Father, yeah, right? Father of the Carradines, yeah.
Yeah, the Carradine brothers.
20 Million Miles to Earth.
Yeah, that's a cool one. Yep, I remember that one from when I was a kid. I've seen that one.
Bubba Hotep.
Bubba Hotep, yes.
Bruce Campbell is Elvis Presley.
He's Elvis Presley.
Nursing home.
Yes.
With a guy that thinks he's JFK, except he's black.
Yep. And he actually plays Elvis in it. This goes on the premise that Elvis never died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another Rowdy Piper movie, Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Yep.
After worldwide nuclear war, where 68% of the male population was wiped out and virile men becoming a rarity, Sam Hell, a scavenger and highly virile man, was assigned to help rescue a group of fertile women kidnapped by humanoid frogs. Metal Storm, the destruction of Jared Send. That's a thick Dune.
Yeah,
it's got a lot. You could tell it was inspired a lot by the books, Dune, the novels. It's got that kind of feel to it, but it doesn't have anywhere near the budget that David Lynch's movie did.
Wasn't Metal Storm the name of the movie in friggin' Fall Guy? Wasn't that the movie they were making?
I'm not sure. Tim Thomerson's in this, by the way.
Do what?
I've forgotten Tim Thomerson's in this.
Tim Thomerson was in a lot of low budget movies. He was.
Night of the Comet.
Night of the Comet, one of my favorites ever. That's the other one that the girlfriend of the Last Starfighter is in. Yeah.
Yep.
I was in love with her.
Catherine Mary Stewart.
Great. Yes.
Dead Alive, also called Brain Dead.
Yep.
Directed by Peter Jackson.
You Had to Get Up. That was on that.
Oh, was it? Okay.
List. Yes.
It has probably my favorite line from a priest ever. "Oi, kick ass for the Lord!" And he starts killing.
I want to get one more in before John takes us out of the night.
Okay.
Mr. $8 million budget. Office Space.
That's a good one. That's a classic.
There you go.
Comedies usually don't cost all that much.
Office Space. Now, what country made that? Office Space is British, right?
No, that's The Office. Office Space is American.
Okay. I got you. Let me check in with the chat.
YouTube-based deepler.
Yeah.
He took my stapler. Yeah, I do remember that. I've seen parts of that.
If they don't return my stapler, I'm going to burn down the building.
Yep. Vince says you can fill a list with Japanese, Indian, and Korean movies since they can make good movies on the cheap. Yeah, for sure. Not going to admit that Blood Rain is on my to be watch list. You don't have to admit it, buddy. We all know. We all know what's up. Let's see. Or at least it was when they had it available. I mean, if I have to admit it. Matthew, what's going on, man? Good to see you.
Matt.
I enjoy the Stone Age in terms of B movies. The Stone Age. Yeah. Okay. I got you. Frankie Avalon makes a cameo. Yeah. I saw that one on one of the lists I was looking at today. Let's see. Yeah. He's saying hi to Vince. Okay. All right. Wrap it up, buddy.
Class of Nukem High.
Okay.
This is another trauma film. Same people that do Toxic Avenger.
Mm-hmm.
People's at a high school next to a nuclear power plant start acting and looking strange after buying contaminated drugs from plant worker.
Mm-hmm.
This is another Roger Corman film, Galaxy of Terror.
Galaxy of Terror, I remember that one. Yep.
Ragtag spaceship crew on a rescue mission encounter a formidable enemy. Aaron Moran's in it.
Yep.
Robert Englund. Sid Haig. Just a few names there.
Yep.
Hawk the Slayer.
Hawk the Slayer.
Jack Palance completely chews the scenery in this movie.
Oh, you know it, man.
Yeah. But it's basically a brother versus brother.
I saw that. I was looking at a sword and sorcery list the other day.
Yeah.
That was on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sword and sorcery movie where one brother's the evil powerful sorcerer, and the other one's like the super badass warrior with the magic sword. Zardoz. Oh my God! Really? You put that on? I love Zardoz. Zardoz.
I know.
Awesome.
Look, the first show I ever did with that 70s rock fan was Zardoz. When we did Zardoz, I actually made a meme of Gary from Pop Culture Winefield in the fucking get up. Yeah. That's crazy. Zardoz.
Your Hunter from the Future. Another
yeah. I remember that one.
Yeah. It's like sci-fi and
it's kind of like Krull. If I was going to compare it to anything, I'd say Krull.
Yeah. It's basically
got sci-fi and fantasy elements to it. Yeah.
Hugh the Winged Serpent. This was a TV movie, believe it or not.
Okay.
If I remember right. Basically, there's like this Aztec murders going on, and these cops have to go solve it. But it's got David Carradine, Michael Moriarty.
Look, the Carradines were in a lot of these low-budget movies, man.
Richard
Michael Moriarty,
Roundtree's
though,
in this.
I'm kind of surprised to see him in it.
Richard Roundtree's in this. It's all the big names.
Yeah.
And then last, and certainly least,
yes,
Caveman.
Caveman with Ringo Starr. That movie was off the chain, man. No doubt.
Ringo, Dennis Quaid, Shelley Long, Jack Gilford's in it.
Oh, it's got some stars in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an older movie. These guys weren't superstars at the time. They weren't.
Except for Ringo.
Except for Ringo and the chick. Oh my God. Barbara Bach. Yeah. My God.
Oh yeah. Barbara Bach. Yeah.
Oy, good Lord, man. Wow. That's a good list. I dig it, man. The only ones that we didn't talk about that I had highlighted were, of course, your favorite Battle Beyond the Stars. But we've talked about that so much. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I considered one of the best B movies ever. I mean, it was. You can't talk about the horror movie genre without talking about it. And it's not for the squeamish, even though there's not a lot of blood on the screen. This thing just is so scary. It's not even funny. Let's see. And the only other one we didn't talk about that I wanted to highlight was the Terminator, boys and girls. Believe it or not, that was a B movie. They shot that on a shoestring budget, and I love watching them talk about this movie because they were shooting things that, like, they were afraid they were going to get arrested by the cops.
Okay.
On the street shooting scenes for this movie. So. But yeah, I love the Terminator. That's we all know about all the sequels that spawned.
I should have
yeah. Well, we're up against the clock. Anything else you guys wanted to say about these kind of movies? I mean, I think B movies at their best show you the power of a good story and decent acting and what it can do, even if you don't have the best special effects and stuff.
Exactly.
Yep. What's up, young lady? What are you doing?
She's getting a piece of candy. At least she's supposed to be getting a piece of candy.
You get it. All right. Well, Knock, anything else you want to say about the B movies, man?
No? How about a B movie with the highest budget ever?
Okay, go.
13th Warrior.
Yeah.
There you go. You know what? I could see that being in the B movie genre. And I know you love that movie, man. 13th Warrior is
fantastic.
It's a great story, dude. It's a great story. Why
$80 million that one cost.
We're going to have to do another show, and what that could be a number one on this list. We'll have to do another show in January about the best of the box office bombs. Movies that were box office bombs that became cult classics afterwards that people just love to watch. Because there's a lot of them. There's the one that immediately springs to my mind is John Carter. I love that fucking movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Box office, man.
I still haven't watched it.
Dude, you gotta watch that. It's so great. Yeah. We hear you. But anyway, okay. Let's check in with the chat one more time before we get out of here. See what they're saying. I think he's talking about Nukem High here. He says wrong. It was contaminated canteen food. Zardoz is awesome, dude. Yeah, Zardoz is a trip. That's almost Thundar talking about Yor. I know he's talking about Yor there. Yeah. I always think that Zardoz was where the aliens from Highlander 2 came from.
That's the only way it makes sense.
That's not bad. Matt says Ringo is still touring. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's just nuts. Let's see. Lyndall Hamilton filmed many scenes with a broken or sprained ankle, especially the scene where they are running down the alley. Yeah, you can tell she's limping a lot in that movie. Yeah. She did. She gave it up for that flick. She really did.
Yeah.
That sounds all wrong. But anyway, look, we're up against the clock. We got another show that me and John got to get to. I don't know if he's going to be on. You're going to be going over to Brian's or
after I check with.
After you're done with that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see you over there. Look, guys, let me let you know what's going on with the channel real quick before we get out of here. And Vince, throw up your little thing. I want to be able to read it before we get out of here. Before you go throwing all those links up, I want that in there. Okay. We're watching State of the Atmosphere. We do it every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. Don't forget, next week we're going to be doing the best of 2024 because we're not going to be here on Christmas Day. I may do a stream just to say hi to you guys, but the crew is not going to be with me. They've all got families to hang out with, and I've just got me and Foxy. So anyway, come and check out the best of 2024 in pop culture next week at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. Don't forget, as soon as we're done here, you head over to Brian's channel. That 70s Rock Fans channel for its Only Talk and Roll. And this week, it's the science fiction classics. We're going to be talking about Enemy Mine. It's one of the best movies ever made, in my opinion. I believe Knock just watched it on his Knock list not too long ago. It's really, really good. If you've never seen it, it's Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett Jr., even though you probably won't even see him in the movie because he's much like Colin Farrell and the Penguin. The makeup is so good and his voice is so thrown off, you won't even recognize the guy. He plays an alien in it. Anyway, check that out immediately after leaving here. He's getting started right now, and I'll be there shortly as soon as I get my steak for my wife. And that's on That 70s Rock Fans channel every week at 7:30 Central Time. And then, of course, check me out Friday on Sketching the Privateer at 1 p.m. Central Time, the story of America's Pirate Patriot. John will be back on Pop Culture Minefield this Friday with more Fallout, and Knock will be there with him. And that's at 8 p.m. Central Time on Pop Culture Minefield's channel. at 10 a.m. Central Time on Sunday. We all get together and talk about football. And this week, Knox going to fill us in on championship weekend and how that went. And we'll be talking about America's game. That's what's going on this weekend. All the bowls will be set up by then. And guess what, guys? I'm going to the Independence Bowl this year. Army is playing Marshall.
Yeah, I saw that.
2 conference champions playing in the Independence Bowl.
Yeah, there's 2 kinds of games like that too. Conference playing conference champions. It's pretty cool.
I told my wife, I said, as soon as I saw Army was coming, I said, who else playing? She said, Marshall. I said, shit, they're a conference champ too. Shit, that's going to be good, you know? So we're definitely going. I think it's on the 28th. It's on a Saturday. I know that. It's the last Saturday of the year. But anyway, we're going to talk about all the college football stuff and your afternoon slate of games. It's coming down to the wire in the NFL. A lot of stuff's going on. Come check us out, 10 a.m. Central Time on Sunday. And then, of course, Military Monday comes your way at 10 a.m. Central Time on Monday. If you missed our show on War Games, go check it out. We had a lot of fun talking about that. I don't know what we're doing this week. Martin, if you know, throw it in the chat real quick, and I'll let them know before I get out of here. But we always do a military movie on Mondays with Martin Acosta Santana and Gary and Anima Confusa. So you guys come check that out on Pop Culture Minefields channel on Monday mornings at 10 a.m. Central. And then 5 p.m. Central Time, it is going to be the Brothers Hack the Matrix. Everything you need to know about the clown show that is 2024 through today's headlines. Brothers Hack the Matrix every Monday at 5 p.m. Central Time. And Tuesday at 10 p.m. Central Time, it's Papa Joe Gamer After Dark, video games, cocktails, and fails. And I'm going to get into some jiggle physics with Rumble Roses XX. So come check that out. People enjoyed the show last night, so I decided to keep going with the jiggle physics until our good man Jed is ready to get back to form, and I'll start Mass Effect 2. And then it's right back around to State of the Atmosphere. So for myself and the rest of the chat, let's see what's got. He says, no idea. Don't know what we're doing Monday, but we're going to be doing something. Vince tells you all, cheerio, guys and gals. See you next time, and stay nerdy, everybody, and have yourself a good night. And you know what I'm going to tell you. I want you guys all, until I see you again, to keep on keeping on. God bless. Have to buy that one, Vince. Never owned it. Don't forget, whether you like them small,
you got to work on that transition, buddy.
I do. Yeah. Medium or large. Titty Tuesday goes right into Wednesday. Don't forget it. You guys be good. We'll see you next time.
Peace out.